Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. It's episode 12. What's up, H.G.R.G family? Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of buying in a fringe neighborhood. Let's go, fellas.
This is episode 12, guys?
Episode 12. Episode 12.
Lance, you still with us?
For now.
Yeah, hey, you guys might have to figure something out for me, man. This might be my last.
For now. But while I am here, I want to speak about fringe neighborhoods. There are pros. There's definitely cons to it. With that being said, to explain what a fringe neighborhood is, or fringe properties, what they are, is neighborhoods that aren't in great neighborhoods and not in the worst neighborhoods, but something in between. It's something in between. It's really, your property is not going to appreciate much. The cash flow may be higher there. But it definitely comes with cons as well. So I definitely want to go into that, because a lot of people start in with buy and holds and in real estate investing. They start in fringe neighborhoods because they're a little more affordable, right? So with that being said, DT, if you can give us a little insight on fringe neighborhoods and the pros and cons that you may have, let's go ahead and share with the people.
Appreciate that. And thank you, bro. I know you're sick. I know you're not 100%, but so I appreciate you being here.
I'm here for sure.
Your dedication is what we do. But anyways,
we don't want you here, but okay.
I'm being honest. Me and Jerry talked about it. We could have did this without you, but it wouldn't look good.
Somebody's getting the boot somewhere. I just don't know where it's
going. Yeah, so the fringe neighborhoods, we have a scale system here. We talk about, a lot of times for our clients, investors, we have a 1 to 10 system. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, right? So the fringe neighborhoods will fall between 5 and less. So if you're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 neighborhood, you're closer to the fringe. Probably 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4. Those are the fringe neighborhoods. High risk, high reward. Meaning you buy them at affordable prices. The numbers, depending on your market, are going to be slighted, but you're going to spend less because there's a lot of turnover, expenses. You're going to deal with a lot of more like trafficking, drugs, possibly people who just leave in the middle of the night. But
right into the cons.
Right. You have to, right? Because that's what this is about. Like one thing about us, one thing about us, man, we don't do is sell you, a whole dream of the great, nice cars, success. And then after I sell you success, let me tell you what the negative is. Right. And then and we downplay that. We don't do that. We sell the success just as much as we sell the failures or the negative talk, right? We talk pros, we talk cons, and we don't talk one heavier than the other. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
And is that the red lettering?
No, you ain't talk yet. When God talks, that's the red lettering. But so we say that, because we had heavy conversation prior to recording today about that, right? And it substantiates us. This is part of what's going to separate us from the others. So, pros of investing in the fringed areas are you're going to have high reward, but you're also going to have high risk. So the pros are the high reward, and also the lower pricing. You're going to spend less, you're going to get multiple opportunities to buy probably, 2, 3, 4, 10 properties for the price that you would buy one in different areas. So, with that would be the pros, immediately, right? Cons would be, again, going back to what I said, is high turnover, the drugs, the violence, rougher properties overall. Like, they're not well maintained, but the price reflects that. So those will be probably my pros and cons initially. Fringe neighborhoods.
Okay. So what you're saying is, I mean, and you're 100% right. We don't want to sugarcoat anything for you guys. You're going to deal with some issues. And once again, not everybody is like that. Not every property is like that. But the chances are you're going to run into that when you buy in fringe neighborhoods.
Yep,
you're going to run to high traffic areas, maybe where there's more drugs than usual, or it's not as maintained, or, harder to get payments. So stuff like that really does happen. But like you said, on the other side of that is, there's abundance of properties that you can purchase for a smaller price, or for the exact price that it would take for you to buy just one or maybe two properties in a different neighborhood. Yeah. Right. It kind of seems like that's what you were saying. And I would have to agree with that. And I'll definitely sprinkle what I believe on that as well. But before I do that, I definitely want to, ask just Jerry, what he feels.
I would say if you're getting into the game and you have a limited funding, this way gets you in the door quicker. You jump into this, you scale slowly but surely to a next level. DT said 1 to 5. We could go from 2 to 3. Your next couple of rentals, 3 to 4. You start to move into 5 to 6, 7 to 8, and then, but that takes some time.
Absolutely.
But if you want to get in the door, the easiest way, or I wouldn't say the best way, because that's never the case.
Right.
But the easiest way is to jump in for a lower price property. Get your feet wet. Understand what you're going to be dealing with, maintenance. What you're going to be dealing with, rentals, renters. What you're going to deal with, property managers. Get your feet wet. Understand. All right, this is what you get with this type of properties, and then work yourself up to that type of properties. And when I use that, I'm talking about 5, 6, 7s, and 8s. So
if that's what you want,
because you can stay at fringe neighborhoods, right, because the reward the reward is crazy.
Right.
The reward is crazy because you get it for a low price, but the fluctuation of
the market and then your return,
you're still going to get a great return.
Right. Your return in your fringe markets are obviously going to be higher. That's why I said high risk, high reward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead. I'm going to cut you off.
But I just Jerry definitely bought in fringe neighborhoods.
What's your name?
One and only Jerry, baby.
Well, hold on. Wait a
one and only Jerry.
So now you got 2 names.
Okay. I don't know. I felt like, you know what I mean?
So am I off the show?
Yeah. We're looking for your replacement. We're looking for your replacement. We haven't found it yet.
He tried to tell you that beforehand, but
you get sick one time.
I might jump into this host game right quick now.
Unbelievable.
No, but I definitely bought in fringe neighborhoods to start. So, and it feels like that was the best move I made.
Yeah,
because it gave me an opportunity to understand the market, understand what I'm dealing with, and then what I really want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's a great way to segue yourself into real estate. And what DT said is high risk though, because you deal with high turnovers. You deal with some trafficking, and you deal with more intense crowd.
Yeah.
And then But you do get a high reward. So I would never steer away from walking away from fringe neighborhoods because it's lucrative.
Agree.
Well, from what you were saying, obviously that's a good way to get into the game, especially if you're green and you want to learn what comes with the real estate game, and get your feet wet, like you said, just Jerry. You start to learn the prices of things. You start to learn the headaches that can come with it. You start to learn the upside that can come with it, and go, you know what, I'm okay. I'm okay with this, right? Or you have people that go, I'm really not okay with this. Yeah, I'm making good money, when the money comes in, so you never know the experience. That's why, you have to kind of jump in for yourself because every experience is going to be different. You have someone that bought in the fringe neighborhood and fell in love with it. You have someone that bought one property in the fringe neighborhood and can't stand it, and either they got out of real estate or they're like, I got to do something different, or, I have to change the game plan. Now,
preach.
I'm going to give you my experience. I absolutely love fringe neighborhoods.
Tell me more.
Breaking news.
Tell me more.
Breaking news.
Excuse me?
When I sat down
Go ahead. Talk
to make this decision of how I'm going to buy my first property, and we started looking at the prices and the return that you can get, like, it doesn't make sense. How can you get this return on this, right? But like you say, because it's high risk, high reward, but being newer, I couldn't, in my head, I couldn't make sense of high risk, high reward because I've never been there before, right? But I'll tell you what I did do. I went, man, excuse my language, but somebody owns this shit.
Right.
Somebody owns it. Somebody's making money off of it.
Yes, sir.
So why not us? And this,
what'd you say?
Hey, so why not us? And before that phrase
he's
became
talking right now, he's talking.
Before that phrase became anything to us, that's what was said. Just Jerry, if I'm lying, I'm frying, right? So that's what I'm saying. Why not us? Why can't we own
Talk heavy
the fringe neighborhood?
Talk heavy.
Why not? There's programs out there. There's DSF. There's Section 8. There's stuff like that where people get as well as to kind of guarantee you your money as well.
Right.
There's ways you can go about it.
Yep.
Right. So at the end of the day, it allows you to expand your portfolio very quickly. If you learn how to maneuver, are you going to have problems? 1,000,000%.
But to put to your point, at 5, 6, 7, 8, you're gonna have problems as well. Not as much. Not as much. But you're gonna have problems anyway.
Great point.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No worries. Because that's a good point. Because you're gonna have those issues, right? No matter where you go. Will you have more? Maybe in the 3s, in the 2s, 3s, and 4s, possibly.
Part of our and I mean to cut you off because I'm doing it on purpose, but it's going to come to full circle. Part of our original discussion before this was even conceived, right? 3s and 4s are your religion in real estate, respectfully, right?
Right. I
preach to you 4s and 5s.
Right.
Correct.
Right. We came together and we was like, listen, this is what you guys came together. You guys told me, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm at with it. I hear you and we'll get there. But right now, this is where it's at.
Right. And here's my gem.
Talk heavy.
I treat my 2s, my 3s, and my 4s like they're 9s and 10s.
And
I take care of everything. I make sure the property is right. No one has to ask me to fix anything.
That's a dope point.
Everything is done.
And you don't do it. You don't do it like. Go ahead, Jerry.
I just want to throw in. That's very expensive to do.
Right.
To keep everything on the same page.
Yeah.
He's telling you right now is I take out my money to make sure my tenants are well taken care of.
Yep.
There's no
Right.
problems.
And you don't
Not-
half step it though.
Correct.
You don't half step it. You don't go in, a simple example of
Lipstick.
I have a leak in the bathroom. The faucet is messed up. You don't say, "Hey, go fix that faucet." You say, "Replace that faucet. Put it new because I don't want to deal with it no more."
Don't want to deal with it no more.
Yeah. When a tenant moves out, the flooring is messed up. You don't say patch the tile or patch the carpet or, replace this. No, you say replace that floor with a better quality vinyl or long-term hardwood floors. Let's sand them down. You don't
Long-term solution.
paint them.
Let's do it one time. Let's do it one time.
I can attest to that because I'm there. But
right.
Yeah,
my thing is, I don't want to deal with it, and I don't want my tenants to have to deal with it. So therefore, they feel more comfortable, and they make the effort to pay me, right? And then we can move forward.
Absolutely.
What we're trying to tell you is, we make the tenants feel home, like it's home,
like it's theirs.
Not an apartment, not a place that they lay their heads at. They go home and go,
yeah,
I just came from work.
Yeah,
I can watch TV in my home.
Yep.
So, does everyone pay? No, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm never gonna sell you a dream here.
Dog's heavy, Lance.
Stop it now. We can stop it now.
Everybody pays. What are you talking about?
Have I still fixed stuff with the person not paying? Yes.
Have you not gotten the phone call?
Someone stop me.
Have you not gotten the phone call for the tenant that owes you $9,000 and says, "Hey, my toilet don't work properly. I need you to come right now and snake it"?
I'll wait for one of you guys to stop me. I'll wait for one of you guys to tell me I'm lying. I'll wait.
No,
I'll wait.
Well, if I say you're lying,
that means you're lying.
That means you're lying.
Does it make it funny? I don't know.
It does. It does make it funny. It does make it funny.
So, and you might see me get a little passionate, but listen, that's how we roll, and that's how we've become successful, because we didn't treat it like a 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4, 5.
But without you realizing it, though, Lance, right? And maybe you did, but I'm just going to speak out loud because we never had this conversation. So without you realizing it, you took that niche in the market, right?
Right.
That was your in. That was your comfort zone.
100%.
And you found a niche how to make that yours and own it. So you bought 2s, 3s, and 4s, right? And then you said, you know what? I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make it feel like it's a 9 and 10. Because I don't think people who buy 2s, 3s, and 4s make it feel like that. So this is my place in the market. Even though I got 2, 3s, and 4s, I'm going to make them feel like they live in 9s and 10s.
Right.
So that they stay, so that I can kind of alleviate the stigma of people don't pay, people don't stay, they don't appreciate where they live and stuff like that.
Don't get us wrong. You're still gonna have some tenants that don't care.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
You're still gonna have tenants that say this is not mine.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. We have some kids that do what they do in the house. We have all that. We're not saying you're not gonna have any issues. We're saying with the issues, make sure you make them feel like it's home. You do your job. You do your job to make sure that they are comfortable, and the outcome will come out that you will win more than you lose. Right. That's what he's trying to say.
So the other side of it, because you hear people say, and I'm sorry to really take this over, but I really want to get these points.
As you should.
Go get it.
Passionately as you are.
What you hear is always the tenant side, right?
I think it feels like you're kicking us off the show, but it's all right. We got it.
The takeover's here.
Jerry, he got to fight for his job.
That's right. That is right.
I'm here to get my job back. So what happened? It doesn't matter that I'm sick.
Right. He's sick too.
So what you hear is the tenant side. You hear that they're not going to pay. They're this, they're that, all kinds of problems. They're headaches, right? But here's the other side of it too. How much do you hear about the slumlord, right? That doesn't fix anything. House is leaning.
Good point.
right? So why would I want to pay you? Shit doesn't work in here.
Right.
You know,
Right.
nothing works here. You know, but I got to pay you. You know, so we got to look at it, you know, equally on this even playing field, right?
Yep.
And like I said, I'm not saying even if you're the greatest person in the world and you fix everything and you make it look great, it doesn't mean everyone's going to pay you, because that's not it, right? That's not going to happen,
right?
You know, but if you own 10 properties, 7.5 out of 10. Why do I say a half? Because I like multifamilies. So 7.5 out of 10.
I got a rebuttal.
They may pay you, right? And now I'm hitting guys today. I'm sorry.
He's on fire. Hey, he's heating up.
So the other thing I'm gonna tell you is people are gonna go, well, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with trying to collect rent. I don't want to deal with having, you know, to do credit checks and then having to hold on to a property until I vet and find somebody I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that. Guess what? Get a property manager.
Talk heavy.
You ain't gonna worry about none of that.
Talk heavy.
You don't have to worry about any of that at all. You pay them to worry about that. You sit back and you collect. You know, you supervise what they're doing. Hey, do we have a tenant here? Do we have this here? What's going on here? You know, you supervise them. You never have to speak to the tenant. You know, make them do that. So that way, that headache or that fear that you have is no longer there.
Is that a real thing?
100%.
Can you, like, can a property owner of a double, triple, whatever, can they afford that? Is that like unaffordable?
It's worth every dollar and it's very affordable. It's worth every dollar and it's very affordable.
Okay.
You know, so
I would, that's a segue for another podcast, but I want to circle back and say,
God is talking.
This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. I want to circle back because when Lance says, one and only, says,
you know, go ahead, one and only Jerry.
Because it's two of us now. It's two of us.
I'm not here for a week.
Oh my God.
It's two of us now. Okay?
Oh my God.
I'm not here for a week.
But
you kidding me? I was on vacation in my bed. Go ahead, man.
I want to circle back because you make it seem that you make the 3 and 4s a 9 and 8 to 9 and 9 to 10, whatever, very easy.
When you say 3, 4s, 8 to 9, what are you talking about?
He said he makes the 3 to 4s feel like 8 to 9s.
I treat them that way.
Yeah.
What do those numbers refer to?
That's our 1 to 10 spectrum.
So types, quality of properties. My bad.
Correct. Sorry.
Okay,
yes.
Yep. All
right. How do you do that? This is a question from a guy who has one property, has limited funding, and says, "Hey, I got this first property. It's in a Fringe neighborhood. I'm trying to make it feel like an 8 to 9, but I don't have the money to do so. How can you make that feel?"
Great question. That's a great question.
Because you weren't here for a week.
Jerry,
I'm the host now.
Jerry, drop your mic.
You know what I'm saying?
Drop. Hey, one and only Jerry. Hey, one and only Jerry. Drop your mic. One and only.
Pick that mic back up. I lost my damn name. Unbelievable.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is reckless. So what I would say to that is you have to do your due diligence beforehand. You got to know what you're walking into.
Absolutely.
You know, what exactly does it need, and are you prepared to make everything up to date? When I say up to date, you know, if it needs something that's not working, if it needs an update here or there, then do you have the money to do it? If not, that's not your property at that time.
Right.
Okay. Do your due diligence.
Yeah.
That I keep saying is know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what the team is about. If you have a good team.
I'm glad you said that, because my next question was, how do you do that when you're in a remote market?
Need your team. You need your realtor in there. You need your contractor in there. You need layers. You need people looking after other people, so that way nothing's missed. You know, and you know what your fight is already.
Absolutely.
Right. So I go in there and you talking big money, just Jerry, but I know the money I have to spend.
Right.
So I'm okay.
Okay.
Right. So
you're fighting for your job back. Got it.
Jerry, just
well?
Jerry, just Jerry. I'm gonna be honest. We can't afford to lose him.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm back.
Yeah, we're definitely second guessing what we were talking about before.
I'm back.
Hey, one and only. We were just playing.
Yeah,
like,
My name is
good.
just Jerry. I'm sorry. We're
Put
back.
some respect on my name.
We're back. We're back.
You're good, bro.
Respect on my name.
Hey, man. Sorry, man. We were just playing. You know.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Hey, we really what it is that we missed you. Really, we missed you. That's what it happened.
We talking about fringe neighborhoods?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Look.
Wow.
This guy about fringe neighborhoods, no problem. But that's my passion for that is because that was the birth of us.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why that passion?
We being transparent.
Yeah, as we should.
Because I'm from that.
That's why I asked it.
Because I'm from that.
We're from that.
Right, exactly.
Talk for yourself.
Well,
you definitely from that. Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute, poor boy.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jerry. Expound on that. Go ahead, Pa.
I'm not from that, sir. I am not from there. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but
I live where I live at.
So you live in Scarsdale?
We're not talking about now.
You gotta beep 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 beep. I gotta let you in now. I'm sorry. I don't know what you gotta do. You have to conference call me to make me to come see me now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You need to schedule calls.
I'm sorry. Let me stop talking like that.
So to get back to what you're saying, DT, right? The reason I come from, it just poor conditions.
We all do though.
I don't know. Yeah. The only time I saw the landlord, right, was when he came for the envelope. My mom would leave the rent in an envelope, and when he knocked, I would give it to him. Yeah. That was my only interaction with a landlord. Yeah. Something was fit. We had, and I'm not joking, and my mom, if she sees this, she would laugh. We would hold up the bathroom sink with a stick.
A cut stick.
Yeah, so that way it was like fitted, boom.
Yeah,
and that's
so
how
it don't rock.
It would lean, right? It would lean
so it don't rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you put a stick here, and now
how do I know that?
Contract. You're a contractor, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. My bad. You're right.
So
you go to the neighborhoods we're talking about. You're a contractor.
That's it.
Big fact.
That's how you know it.
Yeah. Actually, I fix your houses.
That's a fact.
But it's just my everything took forever to get replaced. The landlord didn't really want to,
fix anything,
replace anything that was a real expense. That was like a real expense. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It was always Band-Aids. It was always patch jobs. But he don't have to live there.
Right.
He picks up the money. That's all.
I gotta live there.
So do you, because of your taste of your experience from your childhood, your past?
Yeah.
Do you intertwine that with now your landlordship, right?
Unconsciously, maybe, or subconsciously, subconsciously, maybe.
I don't think it's maybe. I think it's
absolutely
because who I mean, on a business, let's talk heavy. We're gonna be honest, right?
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
So does it make business sense for you to do 9s and 3s? If you have a 3 quality property, does it make business sense for you to make a 3 a 9?
Let me be very clear.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. We talking marbles?
I want to be very clear when I say 3 to 9, right? Because I don't want someone to watch this and go, "What is he putting marble countertops in there, soft shut drawers in there?" That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the urgency that I use or that I have for if a 9 called me because they pay me and they're on time all the time, and if somebody want to keep in the property, is the same urgency that I have when a 3 calls me.
That's amazing.
There's no difference.
You see what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. We're talking to each other because we already do this, but that is the value in that is not tangible in a conversation, but for the tenants, that means the world.
Correct.
That means the world. So that is fire. That's amazing content. And for people who are listening that are buying in fringe neighborhoods who are spending less initially, right? That want the same mentality, as you should, because in my opinion, in our opinion, that would be what separates you from the rest of the people who buy in the same neighborhoods, right? What, if you buy, if you rent a property, in those neighborhoods and you're paying the same rent, your next door neighbor has a different owner. You live in one of Lance's or any of our owners' properties. Your next door neighbor doesn't really respond to you like Lance or our owners do. Where would you want to live?
Yeah, you're gonna pick, our house.
Where would you want to stay?
In our property, 100%.
That's what, at the end of the day, that's.
But now let me talk business though. Let's talk business, right? Let's talk. I'm sorry, I'm taking this over, but let's
as you should, Pa. As you should.
Right?
Listen, man, stop apologizing, man.
Why would I keep band-aiding something? Right? So that way I just keep throwing money at it anyway. And eventually that cost adds up to as if I would have replaced it anyway.
Long term.
Right. So it's long term.
Let me give you an example. You got a hoopty ride and everything goes wrong with that car, and you continue to put band-aids, and when you fix one thing breaks, another thing breaks. You fix another thing, that other thing breaks. You continue to pay. By the time you paid for that car,
right,
you spent $10,000 on that car.
Right.
You could have bought a brand new car.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the same conversation.
Yeah,
I don't want to put a band-aid on a faucet when 2 months later I gotta fix it, and it got so worse. It got worse that I have to replace it. Let's replace it now.
Let's give a real example of one of your properties recently that we've talked about on a repair.
Go ahead, just Jerry. I know you remember every damn repair.
Or if you don't, I do.
I do. I just don't know what property he's talking about.
Anyone pick it. Anyone pick it. You have a lot to choose from.
We just did flooring.
Memorable. We did flooring. We did light.
All right, let's go flooring. So flooring for my bad. I mean,
electricity. We replaced electricity. We
can do that too. Let's do both. Let's do both. You just said that. All right. So flooring, right? So flooring. You had a property that somebody moved out of. It was vacant. It had to be cleaned up, painted, rent ready for somebody else to move in. Okay. When you bought it, it had carpet throughout the whole unit, right? So when you bought it, that tenant was there for 2 years. The tenant moved out after 2 years. When they moved out, the carpets they smell like piss from dogs, cats, whatever. So piss. The carpet has to be removed. Now, when you remove the carpets, you have two options: replace carpet, or there's hardwood floors underneath that.
Correct.
Now, you can just say, hey, put carpet back. Or you could say, let's sand and refinish these hardwood floors. The cost is going to be a little bit more expensive for the sanding refinishing. Go ahead,
Give me the reason why you would do hard floor and why would we keep carpet? Can you give me 2 reasons?
Yeah, so cost, right? And long term. So if you do carpet in this apartment, it's 3-bedroom apartment with a living room and dining room. The whole property had carpet. So if you do all the carpet all over again, you got to replace the carpet backing and the carpet. So you're talking $1.75, and I'm talking about 3-4 level property. So you're talking about bare minimum carpet, bare minimum backing, $1.75 a square foot. You're talking probably $1,500 to $1,800 in material, just carpet. Correct. So labor wise, you're probably $2,500.
Correct.
Carpet, material, labor, everything. $2,500 for carpet. To sand down the hardwood floors and possibly have to stain them if need be, you're $3,000. So you spend $500 more.
Correct.
But you sand the floors down, that's a 20-year fix. Right? So you sand down the floors right now, you spend $3,000. Mind you, this tenant stays here for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. When that tenant moves out, All you have to do, you buff and recoat it. A buff and recoat costs $300-400.
That's cool.
But you're back at 20-year span for this hardwood floor. You never have to worry about replacing carpet. If you do the carpet for $2,500, this tenant stay here for 2-3 years. They got a dog, cat, piss on the. You got to replace the same all over again. $2,500.
And there's a butt in there.
And three.
Some people might go. It might be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and so in 3 years you spend $5,000.
Easy, and in 6 years, $7,500.
Correct. So,
Right.
So
Right.
the conversation is that you could do a Band-Aid. It's
Right.
just gonna keep on costing you.
And to Lance's point, you guys, and I can attest to it, even though you're in 3, 4, 5 areas, you treat it like 8, 9. So the option for you is not carpet is not an option.
Right.
You guys always
make
are
go
hardwood
carpet if it
floors.
broke.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
You actually I've seen it where you guys be like, yo, pull up the carpet, see if there's hardwoods.
Yeah.
Before I'm gonna spend $500 on a carpet, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on hardwoods because you already know long term is. That's what you guys do because I know that. I can attest to that.
So my thing, because I know that we're gaining a few followers now. People are going to speak on it and they're going to go, well, the carpets just say no pets allowed, right? My man, listen, there's kids, there's accidents that happen. I mean, adults, you never spilled anything that doesn't come out. I mean, it just happens. So at the end of the day, I don't want people to live in this fantasy world. Oh, I know how to get around that. I just say no pets. It's just that's just not reality. So just think long term. Just think long term. I urge people to think long term for the simple fact that it's going to benefit you in the long run. Yeah, you might think you're saving $500 now, but when it's all said and done, you're going to spend more.
Right.
Promise you. I promise
100%,
you.
100%.
Don't
100%.
have that short-term vision, because then
everything we're talking about is long term. We are talking long term everything. We're not talking short term here. When we speak about real estate, we talk foundation, we talk longevity.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna jump in here thinking that this is a five-minute conversation and you're gonna walk right out, then this is the conversation. The conversation we're having is not for you.
It's not for you.
This is longevity. All we talking about right now is getting you to the next level, getting you to the goal. That is.
We're trying to skip the heartache for you. Trying to give you a heartache. The reason why we do the hardwood floors is because we understand what the rugs bring. It sounds so minuscule, but when you run this like a business, it makes sense.
Yep.
And I may have given you emotion of what I do with 3s and 4s, and I treat them like 9s and 10s, but that may click to you and go, wow, that's a good blueprint.
Yep.
Let me do it that way. May save you some heartache.
Yep.
May make you some more money.
If that's where you're going with it. Yep.
If that's where you're going with it.
Yep.
Agreed.
That's your
everyone's
niche.
pockets are different.
Right. That's your niche. This is your story, right? This is my, like you're saying, this is my niche. This is my story. This is how I handle it. This is successful for me.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Depending on the market, whatever. But hey, man, I tell you what, this is a lot. We put a lot together right here.
For sure.
Passionate. Sure. Somebody almost got fired.
Yeah.
Somebody did get fired. Somebody got fired and rehired.
But he got rehired. I'm gonna keep it a stack. His interview was amazing, so he deserves his job back.
The severance package was bullshit.
I'm glad you're feeling better, even though you're really not, and you're here like off the strength. I know you're suffering right now. I'm respectfully.
Good. I'm here with the H.G.R.G family, man.
Yeah,
not you guys. I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to you guys.
Jerry, we still got interviews, right?
Yeah. I think we got 2 more. I think we got 2 more. We got to fit them in.
But listen, as far as Fringe neighborhoods, to bring it back, full circle.
Full circle.
See, the new person ain't gonna know that. Full circle.
We'll teach them.
It is. With Fringe neighborhoods, I know there's a lot. It's like tug of war.
Yeah.
A lot of people just no matter what you say, will not jump into it. Some people are thinking about it. And I know there are people like me out there that are like, yeah, it's right up my alley. So with that being said, we're always going to give you both. You know, because if you notice, even though it's up my alley, excuse me, when he said the cons, I agreed with him right away.
Yeah.
I agree. I didn't debate him for that. And I didn't say, no, you're wrong, or but he's 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you got to learn how to maneuver. You know, do your research, do your due diligence. You
Absolutely.
know, just
I agree with
Jerry
you,
asked a great question as well.
I agree with you though.
You know, he asked me a great question as far as, well, tell me how, you know, with someone that with not a lot of money, how they would do what you do, you know. So, and I'll answer that for you guys. We're going to be transparent here 100%, you know, and that's just how we do things. But I mean, these are my thoughts on Fringe Neighborhood. I know you guys gave yours as well. Do you guys have anything to add on before we wrap it up for the people here?
Go ahead, G.
No, it's you said it well. You said it well. We definitely spoke. We definitely spoke. This guy's crazy, man. This guy's on a roll today. All right, you had to sleep. I see that.
He said, "I'm not losing my job."
What I would say is just full circle the conversation. Listen, if Fringe Neighborhoods is not for you, then it's not for you. We're not saying it's not. It's the only way.
That's dope.
It was a way that we stepped into it. We also have some
when you say we, what do you mean we?
We and us as us, our H.G.R.G group.
Okay.
We all because then we met into real estate, but I know you went to Fringe Neighborhoods when you had to, because one of your stories is I broke a $12,000 house.
Right.
That is a Fringe neighborhood. You're not getting a $12,000 house in, you know what I'm saying? So,
I just want to make it clear when you say we, I want to make sure we covering all.
We. And that's where it comes down to. We start there, but listen, if you do not want to walk that path, we also you're very welcome to get into 8s and 9s when you walk in. It's just that you're gonna have to cost a little bit more. It costs you to get into that to that 8 to 9
the return might not be that
high. Your return, it's the market though. If you want that type of return, hey, we have that. Yeah. We also have Fringe Neighborhood conversations as well. So we target anybody. Just like we said, you could start with $0, or it could go unlimited funding. Yep. So just know that what we're talking about, Fringe Neighborhoods, is not the only way we can get in, but it's one of the easiest ways to get in. Yeah. So
DT, you want to bring us home?
I would say that everything Jerry said, 100%. Lance, you I'm gonna keep it real. You killed it tonight. You was borderline, I ain't gonna say unemployed, but you was borderline. But you killed
my
it
job
tonight.
Was with the Fringe.
I got him. Hey, you did that.
I think I'm looking for 2 new cohorts.
Hey, Lance, me and you, we got to start. Matter of fact, I was just about to throw you out, so I don't know if you want to do it, but let's do something different because Jerry ain't with it. But
listen, H.G.R.G family, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning into this episode. And episode 13, I'm going solo.
Guys,
I like it.
Appreciate you guys.
Salute.
What they say? I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental's parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental's parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line.